Recording. Alrighty, sounds good. Well, let's take a look at the board. I don't know that it's going to be hyper relevant to us because it's the last issue, but let's just take a look at share screen. There we go. Sounds good.
Oh yeah, we should drag these over.
Yeah, are these all?
Yeah, they're
done all these.
done. Yeah.
All right, and do we have everything merged in, or was that what you shared in the Slack channel here, that super intimidating?
So the way we routed it was we made like a issue 13 development branch, which was kind of a receiver for all of our sub issues that we were making over the last 2 weeks.
Nice.
It's like 14 through issue 20. And those are now merged into issue 13 development, which should go to main or production, more or less, was the idea.
Sounds good. Oh wow, wow, Maisha, this is nice.
Yeah,
I like how you did the before and after. Can I show you a fun little pro tip, that something I really like doing with these befores and afters is if you can do tables in Markdown. I don't know if you all can see this, but so you put like your headers, however, you can do as many things, and then you don't strictly need to have as many dashes, but then you just kind of do that and bam, you get a table. So you can do them, force them side by side, and it also has the benefit of it like shrinks down the size of the images a little bit. But yeah, let's check this out.
Yeah. And I guess they could probably like walk us through like everything there, because you guys were everything on this.
Yeah, does somebody want to share their screen and do just that? Like go through the actual, if they have it running, if one of y'all have it running locally.
I don't know if does anyone have it pulled up on the code side.
Well, I can always just pull it down myself, but I'd rather have y'all step through it.
Yeah.
I'll just stop the share here.
I got it booting up now. Slowly.
Well, you're getting that going. Does somebody else want to kind of talk about what y'all did this week? So you said you merged into, you had a kind of a working branch that you merged other PRs into, and then so like what were the big bodies of work that you all chunked this out into? And what were some of the big wins and some of the challenges you had?
I can talk a little just about how we got started. Basically, we kind of at a high level looked at like each page, because we had our mock-up from last week, and so based on that, those were like our 3 different screens that we broke down. And then like the home page, for example, was pretty straightforward. It was just, some CSS. So that was its own component. But then some of the more involved pages we broke down further, and I would say, I know like Kevin and I spoke on Monday and broke down some of the issues, and then as the week went on, we had to kind of subdivide as we realized what was going to be more involved than others. But I feel like we did a pretty good job of, we'd collaborate on certain things that were more involved, and then some of us took like individual issues as well. And it was sort of like we were kind of like taking what we were interested in, what we wanted to work on. So it was kind of fun to get to do all of that on our own and decide amongst ourselves like what we all wanted to do. So yeah, that was part of it.
How did you guys kind of decide on like, because I'm pretty sure like me, like when I go on a side project, I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna throw in this and that, and I'm gonna build all this, and then that week comes and I'm like, yeah, I don't have time for all this. Like, how did you guys decide like what was in and what was out?
I think we spoke about it after we had the meeting last week, that we wanted to get all of the design, like the UI stuff done first to make it visually appealing, and then tackle more of the stuff that's more about like refactoring. Yeah, so that's what we did. We first styled the homepage and add items, and then I think Kevin did a lot of the refactoring that was in the populated list, right? Yeah.
Kind of just, yeah, dialed in the divs for for making it look like the wireframe that we had, but that was mostly just slowly breaking it down into the groups and using border 5 pixels just in different colors to see. And we use it Flexbox classic kind of breakdown. Took a while, but it was good.
Nice.
I would say we relied heavily on like the mock-up that we did. So it was like, when in doubt, refer to that, make it look like that, and then we could tweak from there. But it was really helpful to have, pretty much a fully designed, we knew what we were going for, just as far as like visually. So we were able to like focus on that. Cause I mean, speaking from my own experience, where I'm not like a huge design person, so I normally just like start playing around and like see what it comes out looking like without a plan, which goes not always very well. But this was good. I'm glad that we were intentional about it from the start.
I will say, I think part of that too, from the like design layout experience, looking at the examples of sort of issue, was looking at sort of a PWA, progressive web app. So we were kind of mobile first with the designs, and you can see from the wireframe we kind of built for that, like orientation of vertical column. So our web version is sort of looks a little expanded on the wide version, but I think will look great in a mobile browser.
Nice. How many tickets did you guys cut out? Because I just saw like Slack going off with like tickets and completed tickets and created tickets.
Yeah, once we got to it, I think we kind of just kept adding them as we saw fit, and then some issues kind of created some more issues, but
nice.
We didn't have like a real rhyme or reason with that exactly. Just tried to like create a swath of things that people could tackle, and then some of those created more issues.
Nice. And how was that experience, like the whole like past 2 weeks?
Pretty good. I think everyone has had a lot of real life stuff these last couple of weeks, so it was like I personally felt like I was like, oh man, how are we going to get all this done? And then it just kind of came about in the last week. Everybody like just got dedicated to solving one thing or another, and all of a sudden we had this really beautiful looking cool app.
Nice.
Do you want to share it with us? Is it running?
Oh, right.
You just said beautiful app. I'm like, I want to see it. I want to see it.
True. So it should be this here. So let's see. I guess we have this eject. We're using Speed Alert here. I'm using this. We have this kind of like interesting authorization flow because of the token that came with the project. So we'll sign out there. So this is our home screen as if you were a new user. So we can either create a new list or join a list using the token system from local storage. So let's create a new list. And then by default, if you have nothing in your list, we have add item, which will take us to the add item screen. There's this field set here. These are all required fields. So say apples. These are based on the algorithm. These are custom radio buttons here. Then add shopping list, item added. We go back to the main list. There's no data for the algorithm here. And this is a custom purchased checkbox. So set that. And now it's February 28th is the last purchase date. So if with the soon on the add item here, 7 days, and then we have the delete. And that's now an empty list again. But we could go eject the list. And let's say.
Nice animation.
That's all part of Suite Alert, which I think Manisha brought into the project as a dependency.
Okay.
Which made modals really nice for us for those pop-ups. And this is a back to a list here. So everything is on this color system, and say frogs gets purchased. That's the last purchase date. And now it updates that based on the interval to 10 days where it was 14 before. And then we also have this filter. We have this button issue, which you were talking about.
Latest commit, it should have the updated.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm not on the latest. I should have pulled it down. Okay. Let's see if I can do that really quick. But either way, that's the general gist.
What does the dollar sign signify?
That's the last purchase date.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So like in a very skinny version, we have this, which is probably close to mobile for the web browser. So we have a bunch of breakpoints. We used SAS to do all of that with variables and mix-ins. And
I don't know if you saw in the chat, but Andrew had a comment there.
oh,
yeah, just that putting the dates right there in the list. I've never seen that before. It's cool. And it's probably makes testing easier too, because it's like you're not having to look it up, right?
That's how it started. We stuck it in there because we were trying to get make sure that our ordering was correct, and then we're like, yeah, let's just leave it in.
Nice. I'm curious what some of those icons at the top are. Is that eject button? Is that to clear the token?
yeah.
All right. That's cool.
And we had some debate about that, whether we wanted to, and that's maybe something we'll do going forward, but like a authorization flow. Firebase has kind of a pre-made setup for that, so we could use that. So then you could have like multiple lists. So like the eject button essentially would go to back to a sort of user layer of multiple lists. And then you can name the lists also instead of the token system.
Very cool. Did you all have any thoughts on the accessibility side of things? Like was anything challenging to implement accessibility wise? I know you mentioned the checkbox, Kevin, getting that styled the way you wanted.
Yeah, I ended up instead of using a SVG, doing it all with CSS with like a fill and handling sort of state, quote unquote, that way. But just from what I was reading about accessibility, that is the best way to like label things for readers. So kind of do it that way instead of like swapping an image, just using CSS and like a fill basically.
Nice.
And as you guys mentioned, you did some refactoring, right? Or a lot of refactoring? What did you guys end up doing with the code base? Like, how did you structure your CSS? What changes did you make? As far as like the refactoring and you probably like split up components or build your own components to kind of add on to the project.
Yeah, maybe someone would want to walk through the code or something, but yeah, creating like sort of folders for the couplets with the JS component and the CSS was definitely part of restructuring our code base.
We didn't do a ton of like
it was
other
mainly restructuring the JSX in order to style it more easily. So that, I think that's what we did. And yeah, like structuring the files so that it's easier to, like, more developer experience, like everyone knows which file is for, like the CSS and the JS are all in one folder, so you know which component has is correlated to which CSS file. And I think we made an effort to include labels for everything, like the checkboxes and radio buttons, and improved semantics. So that kind of helped out with accessibility.
Nice.
Yeah. And Wavy did a good job of ensuring sweet alerts were used for all of our pages. So that made our app look a lot more professional. And she's also styled it to match our markup.
Nice.
Alrighty, well, we are 22 minutes into the session. Do we want to start with do you want to do a retro board? I think, Andrew, you mentioned that you're going to create one of those.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I did. Right there.
Awesome. Does anybody want to lead that, or I can take it?
Okay. How do we do this before? We wanted to share a GIF for how we're feeling, and then and then get started.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Oh, is that how you all do
it? I forgot about that. I like that. Yeah, let's toss it. Is this like how you're feeling right now, the whole week, all the above?
Do you post it on Slack?
Yeah, I'll create a thread here.
Should we get started on the retro too?
Yeah, let's take a handful of minutes, 5 minutes or so, and pop in, say, I don't know, however many you feel, but let's go for a general guideline on like 2 per person per column. Andrew, I like how you put your name at the top of it.
I mean, you know, your GitHub handle is there, but like mine's not my name, so you wouldn't necessarily know who it is.
that 2 per column thing might be a bit of an ask. I've got 1 in each right now. So say 1 or however many you feel. How's everybody doing? We'll call it in a couple minutes here.
Yeah, just got 2 more.
I have When Worlds Collide by Powerman 5000 stuck in my head. Does anybody remember that song? Okay, whenever you're done, Andrew had a good idea there. Just put done in the channel, in the chat in the Zoom.
It's better to do some quick mental math and think of how many of these calls I've been on in the last year and a half. Learn a few little tricks for making it efficient.
Hey, Jessica. Congrats.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm so excited.
When I put the question in there, what's everybody doing? Is anybody going to do the career lab? And I was like, yeah, no, Jessica is probably not going to be doing that. Doesn't need that right now.
Yeah, I start on Thursday. And so it's sort of like to start, like I'm going to be doing a lot of testing, which I'm actually kind of intrigued by. But the company, like the CTO, is amazing. I feel so lucky. It's like a health tech company, which is exactly what I had hoped for. And the CTO is like really values like providing a healthy and good environment for juniors and like developing their juniors. So everyone I've spoke to has been really awesome, and I just feel so excited.
That's great.
Yeah, and thank you all. Like I know I was messaging all of the mentors. I hopped on a call with Jonathan Young. He Zoomed me, and we did like one of the interviews I had to do was like a system design. So he like walked me through that and definitely helped me out. So yeah, super grateful for all of your insight as I navigated that process. But oh yeah, okay, I'm also done.
Yeah, probably it's worth, I mean, everybody else might benefit from this too, but there was a point where Jessica, you had like kind of competing, I don't know if it was competing offers, but you had interest from 2 companies. And so kind of how do you navigate that? And, a couple of us were encouraging you to just be transparent about it and let them know, like, I do have this going on and stuff. And it actually, approached in the right way. That's actually really helpful, I think, for the company to know, it would suck as they're like maybe excited to hire you, but they're just a little slower than the other company and to lose out or something. So the companies actually appreciate hearing that. As long as you're not trying to like pressure them into hiring you or something, right?
Yeah, that was my fear with it. So because I had a career coach through my program, and she was encouraging me to tell them, and I felt awkward about it, and so I wanted to get your guys' opinion, but it actually it really worked out because I the CTO was out of office, so I wasn't going to be able to meet with him for a full week. And because of that, like it was getting close to my deadline for the other company. So I did let them know, and they like fast checked everything. They got me like while the CTO was out, I was able to interview like for basically finish my interview process so that by the time I met with the CTO, he offered me the job, and he offered me like more honestly like beyond what I ever like way more than I even asked for compensation. Like it was, and I think, and he like emphasized like we're prepared to offer you like a very competitive salary, blah blah blah. So I feel like having let them know that there was sort of, you know, someone else interested, they offered me like 20,000 more than the other company, so it was not even close. But yeah, it was like I'm still in shock. But yeah,
It's so great.
I'm so glad that you guys pushed me in that direction, because I just wanted like from people in the industry to just like hear how that worked. But it made sense when you kind of walked me through it. So yeah, thank you for that. You might have given me like a fat raise.
Nice. Well, if we ever meet in person, then you can buy me dinner or something.
Yeah. Yes, for sure.
If you think, I mean, there's a number of reasons that they, you know, acted the way they did, but you know, if you think about the other side of the equation, they probably had scenarios, I know I have, where I've, for one reason or another, haven't been able to get an offer quick enough, and I was as excited as they were. I was excited to like, oh my god, this person is an all-star and they have this skill set. Oh well, let's definitely get them an offer. They knocked it out of the park in the interviews, and then they're like, oh no, I took another offer, and we're just like, oh, like we're as defeated as you know you might be as a candidate, as like when I'm a candidate and I get rejected. It's like it's just as bad on the other side. So.
Yeah, I mean, it was so sweet. He was so like, he's like, we're very selective and like we see a lot of potential. Just like so, and it's like really flattering for me and makes me feel like good and confident coming in. So and this was literally like my dream company. It checked every single one of my boxes that I was like it couldn't. Yeah, I'm shook. Like I'm very.
It's great.
Whew. So we'll see how it goes, but.
Nice. Let's run through the board. Let's see. All right, starting with appreciations. If everybody has this up, let's just start from the top and read your own deal.
I guess I'm first.
Yeah.
Shout out to my awesome team. It's been like a really fun 8 weeks. For me, it's just been such a treat, and really has like kind of kept the lights on for coding and sticking with it, and like really I feel to be like a better developer for this experience. Just as seeing everybody's kind of like fingerprints on this project is really cool. Like we really made something as a team of 4. So that's just like really fun to see in a coding space, which I'm new to that kind of sensation. And shout out to our mentors for helping us get there. Giving us the time every Sunday and with office hours. And I think it was a learning experience for our mentors too. So it was cool to see everybody kind of like get through this project together.
All right. For TLC, for letting me participate with mentoring another great team. To you guys did amazing work the past 8 weeks. Since week 1, you guys were on point with everything, especially the collaboration, and that's what it's all about, like collaborating and working together on a team. And you guys nailed it from like week 1. And then, as much as, you guys learned from us, I learned from, all you. So a lot of things that I take back, and I kind of, we have like junior devs on our team and stuff like that. So everything, you guys, the feedback you guys give, I take that back as well and use it on my team. And then to Sky and Melly, the energy and feedback they they always like gave was amazing. Their code reviews were amazing. They were always uplifting.
Okay, I guess that means it's my turn. Right, yeah. So yeah, first, thank you to Maisha, Kevin, and Jessica for an absolutely amazing experience. Like, I don't know about you guys. When I came in, I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm working with other people that I'm not used to. Like, well, me and Jessica, we both came from Flatiron, so I knew that we had the same background. But like, I've never worked with Jessica before, and I've never worked with people outside of my own boot camp. So it was different. Like, wow, like what else can I learn from people who have a different background? And just also, I think like later on, as we were doing over the weeks, we started having more like personal conversations about our journey into tech, or like what our background is that made us decide to go into tech. I don't know, they're kind of the same thing, but they're also different. And I had a lot of fun like learning about that and like talking with you guys just like in general. But most important, like I learned a lot from you all. And this was a really fun process. And it reminded me how much I really do like collaborating with other people and working with other people. And if anything, I'm trying to be better about asking questions and saying like, wait, no, actually, I don't get what you were saying. Or just like asking those, are we on the same page? This is what I think you said. Okay, yeah. So I learned also how to be better about asking instead of just being like, okay, I think I know what they're talking about, and then just going along with it. So I learned a lot. And I also learned a lot coding wise. And mentors, this has been such a great chance to like talk with you. And like, I really look forward to our meetings every Sunday, 7:00 p.m. Like most of the time at the end of the day, it's like, oh my God, we're tired. But this has been such a great chance, like in the 1 hour of getting to talk to you, learn from you, and like all of your advice. I appreciate it. And all the time, even outside, like when we did office hours, I know like for Sky, most of the time I was jumping outside of like work, and he's like, oh man, rough day at work. And I'm like, if I were you, I would have no idea how I would be able to answer someone else's questions, but you always do. And I'm like, what? So I appreciate that. And yeah, I'm gonna be quiet now, but yeah, this was a lot of fun.
Oh, I love it when you speak up. It's cool. It's infectious to see your excitement over it. So that kind of brings me into. I'll start with my second one, which kind of relates to the office hours and all that. I was like, thank you for everybody being so patient with all of us through. You know, we had like power outages in Colombia. We had like tech issues with Zoom calls.
So cool in a weird way.
Yeah, like office hours. Yeah, and like the office hour snafus is like this last week I just dropped the ball on getting it scheduled right. It was a time zone mix up. I was like, yeah, 6:30. Oh wait, no, that's 6:30 in the West Coast. And yeah. So thanks for the patience with that. I learned a ton and appreciate you all being gracious through like my first cohort. I know Eddie's done this before. Seasoned veteran as well as Andrew, but thanks for being my guinea pigs, because I learned a lot, and really the pains that you went through, if we can call them that, are going to pay dividends, because I'm skipping ahead, but I'm gonna do another cohort because this is so much fun. So thanks for making this easy and fun on me. And then like more kind of focused, I have another appreciation more focused on y'all, is like this entire season has been really like impressive to see how you've developed and the choices you made. And you could look at the tickets or the stories initially and kind of say that they're, okay, they're simple, small, chunked out pieces, but seeing how you actually went through it, the troubles you had, the areas where you knocked it out of the park, the areas where we had to collaboratively figure it out, off flow or otherwise. I've just been consistently impressed, but I've been busy the last couple of weeks, as you know, and so I haven't been like as in touch outside of office hours. And it blew my mind how you switch gears from the like coding focus, functionality focus to like CSS, because those are kind of, developer, particularly front end, you need to have both of those skills. But I was not worried, isn't the right word, but I was kind of thinking like, okay, how are they going to do this? Because they've been focusing on code and functionality, and then they're going to suddenly like learn CSS in the last couple of weeks. I know y'all know CSS, but it is a bit of a context switch. So I like the quality of the UI and UX improvements that you all implemented in the last couple of weeks, like, just absolutely exceeded my expectations. So hats off to that. And I'll pass it over to Maisha.
Yeah, I think, first of all, thank you to all of my teammates. They have been amazing to collaborate with since the beginning. I think our collaboration skills have been I don't know, like peak since day one. We've been like really good at piecing together when we should meet. Like, also, I've been pretty busy the last 2 weeks, so you guys have been meeting, and I wasn't able to meet with you sometimes, but I really appreciate all of the effort that you guys put in. And yeah, we made something amazing together, and I think, yeah, I really appreciate you guys. Also, thank you to the mentors as usual for helping us out with building such an amazing application. We couldn't have done it without your help and your guidance. Melly helped us out a lot last week. She's not here, but I appreciate you, Melly. She helped us out with figuring out how we should do documentation, and like we decided to do SAS because of her, because she told us it'd be more of a challenge and we should try and do it from scratch. And I definitely learned a lot. I think everyone else learned a lot because of it as well, right? Yeah, so thank you to Melly and all the mentors in my team.
Okay, I'll go next. Yeah, kind of the same stuff. You guys are amazing. Wavy, I will say I was so relieved to see another Flatiron student when I joined the cohort, because I had no idea what everyone's background was going to be, and I'm like, oh, I'm like, I don't know, just kind of like you said, it was really comforting to have that connection. And Maisha, I want to thank you for still, I mean, I know that you were super busy. I literally can't even imagine trying to start a new job and also manage this on the side. So you killed it. Thank you for being there. I never felt like you weren't paying attention or whatever. You were still very committed despite what I can imagine has been a crazy couple of weeks. And Katie, I will be the first to say congrats on your job as well. So
I didn't know you got one.
Yeah, so you guys are all amazing, and the mentors, I mean, I said it before, that's I would say the biggest thing. I actually, one of my cohort mates from my boot camp was I think he saw on LinkedIn and he messaged me about the Collab Lab, because he saw that I was doing this and he was asking me about it, and wanted me to give him information, and he's like, that is so cool, like that's exactly what I'm looking for. Just an opportunity to work with other people in code. So I sent him over to the site, and I was telling him about it and kind of reflecting on the experience. And I think it's been so valuable just to have this community of the mentors who are working in production and can answer sort of like real life questions, everything that I talked about earlier, and just generally like how does this work in the real world? Because that was one thing that I didn't get in the boot camp. A lot of our teachers learned to code and then they started teaching code, but didn't actually get that production experience. So that has been so valuable. And I know, like, moving forward, I'm definitely, like, when I'm panicking about work, I know that I have this network to rely on, and it gives me so much confidence, like having the support, as well as obviously going through all of the work that we put in over the last 8 weeks, and reminding myself that I know stuff and I can figure stuff out. So yeah, it's been so grateful. Thank you all.
Yeah, I love that, because we've had tons of people, they'll get out in their jobs and come back and have questions and just kind of, hey, I'm trying to figure this thing out. Does anybody have any ideas? And across all of, I mean, I think there's 150 people in Slack now. So somebody's going to have, some kind of answer, or like, here's a place to get started, kind of to kind of figure things out. So definitely, anybody, you're starting a new job, you get stuck, like, come back and ask, and we'll all try to help you out. So that's me skipping way ahead to my last card too, of just like stay involved in the community. There's
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's anyway, I'll do my appreciations now though, which is just thank all of you. I really don't take it for granted that you are willing to spend 8 weeks of your time doing this program. Like, it kind of, we kind of originated very organically, and it quickly turned into something that people, found real value in. And but then, just for all of you to just, like, you don't know what it's going to be like before you do it. So, but sticking with it, even as you're starting jobs and all those kinds of things, it really tells me that it's kind of a testament, I guess, to your commitment and dedication to what we're doing. So thank you for that. Mentors too, huge thanks for all of your hard work over the last 8 weeks, supporting and encouraging this team. I mean, just kind of, I don't know, it kind of makes me sad. Like when I was running my own team, so I didn't have a lot of time to be very involved in the other teams. So here I am kind of popping in the last meeting to kind of say hi, but you clearly all had a really good experience working together over the last 2 months. So it's great to see. And that's, a lot of that comes from the mentors kind of setting the tone. So thank you all for all you've done. And that giant motorcycle for going past my house.
Next
Right.
column.
Yeah.
Next column. Oh, that's me. Oh, I'm such a slow typer. It's like terrible. But yeah, like I was sitting there and I'm like, there's so many things I want to say. I can't put it all in one thing. And then okay. But anyway, actually talking about my issue. So what went well? I said it before, but like communication, like especially these past 2 weeks when we had to come up with our own issues, come up with the actual design on our own, like all of us were like all hands on. Like I know we were all dealing with outside like our own things too, but I never, like kind of Jessica mentioned it, I never felt like any of us were like not involved or not like aware of what was going on. And in general, we had such a safe space. So like even like right now, like we're all celebrating each other's wins, jobs, and then just like even when we were like, wait, we had like a breakthrough moment on like when we were coding, like, oh wait, this is what we should have done, or it was just this little line. And yeah, overall general teamwork and collaboration was awesome.
Next, I kind of adding on to what Wavy said. The 2 weeks, like, because the first 6 weeks, you're kind of like, what's this project, and we kind of break it down, and everything's sort of like, I don't want to say like spoon fed, but it's like the issues are there, and that was also really valuable to like have like issues that are prescribed and get into a code base that's like sort of a prefab project. But then these last 2 weeks were really cool to like kind of, and now our turn to like decide what those issues are and build something kind of with the previous 6 weeks of like communication and knowing each other to then build it into that. So that was really cool, which we didn't really even touch the code so much in the first week. We just spent a lot of time with Figma and design and the mood and everything. And then this week we put it all together. So that I think that went really well for us. It was cool to have that confidence and like, delegate, and the team coming together was really cool.
For the app, you all built together as a team. You guys did it. And to kind of piggyback off what Sky mentioned, like as far as like you guys coming together and doing it and like the collaboration, like normally, I guess, I don't know, real world, like it doesn't happen where a developer just goes in and day one is like, oh yeah, I got my system set up and everything, and I'm committing like I mean, probably could happen, but normally, like I've had my experience where it takes me a week to kind of get set up, and teams like companies like Netflix and Atlassian, they have like these productivity, focused teams that just like focus on making the setup easier for their new hires and for their teams and the setup. So like that collaboration isn't like, oh, I'm just gonna walk into this building and just like start like getting along, whatever. It usually takes time to build up. So, and you guys doing it within that short amount of time is like amazing. So you guys did it, and you guys built your app, a working app too. So, and then Jessica for getting the job she wanted. I know that was probably stressful for you, but like I think Andrew mentioned this, it wasn't a bad situation to be in when two companies kind of like, hey, we have an offer for you, or we're interested in you, and other companies like, yeah, we're interested in you too. Katie, I heard you got a job too. So, congrats to you as well. That's pretty much it.
All right. Let's see. Yeah, what went well? Yeah, the consistently strong efforts of the team to plan in advance, share a workload evenly, and utilize office hours effectively. Just, knowing my own procrastination tendencies and just how you've got your busy lives, you've got your jobs, you got all your things, your families, and I wasn't sure how it would work to consistently contribute before like the end of the week where you're like slamming in all the commits, because I've been there. But you all were really consistent at figuring out your issues on Sunday, divvying, like choosing who's going to be working on what, and then I would see commits coming in on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then things would kind of develop, and then by Thursday, Friday there was a PR and some work on Saturday to polish up. Like that was the cadence that I understood was ideal, and you totally hit the ideal there. So hats off. That's cool.
Yeah, well. We built an entire app that is fully functional and it looks amazing. I think we did a really great job of creating, Katie was a really big help in creating the designs for us. And I think it really helped us with styling everything because we had a visualization of what it looks like from the get-go. So I think that was key to our success. Again, another key was collaboration, and I'm very thankful to have joined this team because they're so easy to work with and so easy to collaborate with. Yeah, and yeah, I think I'll just keep it at that. It's pretty much reiterating with what everyone else is saying. So I'll give it off to Jessica.
Yeah, mine is pretty much what I already said. But just reiterating everyone's commitment during such a crazy time. I gave Maisha another shout out because she deserves it. And yeah. Oh, and the weekly syncs, just generally, it was really fun to be able to have these meetings and learn from you guys. And yeah, I felt, well, I don't know, this isn't related to what went well. Well, yeah, it was. It was really sort of grounding for me to have this weekly thing where I knew that we'd get to come together, we get to talk about code, and especially like going through the job search and like all the stress and uncertainty involved with that. It was really nice to have this like set thing that I was going to do in this project. So thank you again.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, what went well is that, yeah, you did it, you built the app, it looks great. But yeah, I think more importantly even is just that you learned how software teams work. And I think you all came in probably with a bias towards being good collaborators in general, but there's just there are mechanics to how a software team works, right? Like how, PRs and like all those kinds of things. And you learned all those things, so you're like just that much farther ahead and kind of ready for those jobs, and to interview and all those kinds of things. So yeah, I'm really pleased with just the outcome. It's no small thing what you just did over the last 8 weeks. Good job. What could we improve? Aisha.
Yeah, I guess in terms of like the next steps of our app, we could break our components down and make it even more reusable. We were talking about that, but we didn't really have time to do it. Also, I know we also talked about like adding tests and also using Firebase authentication as ways to improve our application. Yeah, I think those are the next steps for our application. In terms of Collab, I don't really have any suggestions. I think it's pretty great. I didn't really have any other things to say.
I guess next. I was thinking about the auth flow if I was just to be nitpicky with the token idea, just because I feel like authorization is pretty standard to almost any application, and with Firebase having that kind of built in, that would be something to add on to to the template at some point, but yeah, that in general, everything has been just a real dream. And you know, speaking of like getting a job out of this, it's like this is just fit into like coming from boot camp and internship, and that ended right before Christmas, and then this was like right in the new year, and so it's just been such a great experience for me, and such a cool community that I feel like I will stay tapped into for a long time.
Okay, I think it's me again. Okay, so I said I'm happy with MCB. I can't do the B. MCB because we're meat, cheese, bread. But yeah, I'm excited to see what like 2.0 could be. Like as a dancer, I think what I've always loved about dance is that even when you have the final performance on stage, it doesn't mean it's like the actual end, because there's always the rehearsal process and always things you could be like, oh, let me try this different. So we just have like a skeleton in a way, like a baby version. And besides like adding tests, I don't know, we could, and auth, we could definitely keep growing it and growing it and growing it. But either way, I'm excited to see what else we could do with it. I don't know, even like, let's say we take a 6-month break or something like that and came back after 6 months and was like, oh wait, yeah, let me look at this again. Oh, we could add this, or like this could be better. So endless possibilities.
Yeah, mine was predefined office hours well before the week begins, so everybody can plan around it better. That's kind of a dig on myself. So, and yeah, so that's pretty short. Jessica, you're up.
Yeah, more or less what everyone said, just about, you know, the work is never finished. There's always possibility, opportunity to grow it more. So plenty of room for growth, but I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it so far.
So yeah, what's next? What's next for you, Wavy?
Next for me, I'm gonna first be doing the career lab, which I'm really excited about. And I have been planning this for a while, but I am going to write a blog post about this whole experience. And I know like we mentioned about collaborating on a blog post too, but I definitely want to put that out there before. And this is gonna hold me accountable because I wrote it down. So everyone hold me accountable for this. But oh yeah, so I didn't really mention, I don't think I mentioned it, but I've actually been interning for a startup that I just joined 2 weeks ago. It doesn't really feel like it happened, but it did. So I'm still getting used to like their code base and like just even being able to run the code, because I have no experience with Docker. So I'm trying to learn Docker really fast and not really working out yet, but we're gonna see. Other than that, I feel like I feel like for myself, like after I graduated from my boot camp, I've just been like on the run. Like I had like a whole bunch of momentum. Like in January, I was actually a teaching assistant for another boot camp while doing like the Collab lab. And then like that ended after January. And then I just kind of jumped into that internship. So I don't know, I'm like, am I gonna have like more free time now that I'm not doing the collab? Well, I guess I won't be, because we'll be jumping into the career lab. But like after that, I'm already thinking like, what do I want to do? And I think most importantly, this kind of showed me I like collaborating with other people. So I'm totally down to like, whether this app or if we want to start a new app on our own, like just keep collaborating and finding people, and then along the way learning. Yeah. Oh, and I guess immediately, if anyone wanted to deploy this, that'd be really fun. Yeah, I wanted to mention it before I forgot.
I was gonna say, I guess I'm next too, but I bought meatcheesebread.xyz as a domain, and we can deploy to that.
Nice.
Do it.
It was like $1, so whatever, but I thought it would be fun to have the actual website hosted, and we can, it's already looks like there's a flow for Netlify, so let's get it up online. It'd be cool.
One thing about that, the Firebase instance that you're using will expire in like a week's time, but you can easily just spin up your own and change the keys and keep it on.
Okay,
working.
Cool.
Yeah, but yeah, I love that idea. Did you get mcb.xyz or was it literally
No,
meat, cheese, bread?
anything 3-letter is
it's
$35,000 or something these days.
Yeah.
First purchased in 1989.
You just reminded me of something that I've done before for jobs where I've had like a code, the code project. I've bought domains for them and just like put them up in front of it. So I did like Expensify hire.me. And .me's are again like $1. So it's kind of a fun thing that you can do if you want to kind of like add some polish to a project you're working on if you care about it. So.
Yeah, I was debating between .store, .club, but .xyz I think is the smoothest one. I don't know.
There's so many TLDs these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 3-letter thing. I guess I'm next. Yeah, I'm starting a new job tomorrow. I'm working with that artist that Andrew introduced to the group, Joy.
Oh, that's great. That's exciting.
Yeah, and we're getting started on building a whole marketplace for the artwork, and then long-term building a platform to build Joy art, or art in the space of the Joy style. So you're working in like extended reality and the blockchain crypto art space.
It's such a cool opportunity. I mean, I've known Joy for a couple of years now, and it's just one of the most creative and just like kind of, I mean, there have been days when I've been in a super bad mood and I'll just like randomly kind of run into him, and then I just like walk away with a huge smile on my face. It's
Yeah,
really wild.
Very kismet.
Yeah. Amazing person. So I'm really super happy for you.
Yeah, there's also room to hire one more person still. So we're getting kind of started. That's why I put the project manager tag in there with like setting up the whole space, which I have a background in. And then
I heard Wavy doesn't have a job yet.
Yeah, let's do it.
Did I miss something about Joy? Did Joy do a talk?
No, he's going to do a tech talk on NFTs, whatever that stands for. I don't even know what that stands for, but it's like the kind of blockchain art that he does. But it was in the learning channel and the job search channel maybe a couple weeks ago or something. He posted in there about what he was doing. You go back and look for it.
Yeah, so like this is bonkers. This website.
Oh yeah.
That's mission number one, is cleaning up that website.
You know what it reminds me of?
Going on there.
Yeah, this is the stuff that he creates.
Has anybody seen Ling's Cars?
No.
It's a car purchase agency in London.
Oh God.
Uh-oh.
And it's just and yeah, there's music.
This feels
absolute
unsafe.
chaos.
Careful what you click.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, so you could go and see a live feed of Ling's employees doing, car purchase stuff. Apparently, really successful business. But you can harass them. You can like push buttons that'll make noises in their office and deploy flags and shoot confetti and other things.
Amazing.
Just looking at this joy.world, I was like, okay, it's a similar vibe.
Yeah, it's a crazy world, the NFT art stuff. And just this last week, Beeple, who's kind of like the Andy Warhol of crypto art currently, just a piece of his went from $100 to $1 million in 10 minutes on a Christie's auction. So it's like a very real space with real money. Wow. It's very interesting.
Should I go? I think it's me.
I think it's Maisha.
Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I jumped ahead.
Yeah, so next steps for me, I'm going to continue my job as a software developer. I started it a couple of weeks ago, and not going to lie, once I saw the code base, I was really overwhelmed. But since I've been starting to work on like features and completing user stories, it's been a lot better. And I feel like I actually understand the code base now. So I've seen a huge improvement. And actually, I feel like Collab definitely helped me improve my React skills, because I hadn't worked with React before, like in terms of a job. So I definitely noticed a difference. I'm really grateful to have done this program for sure. Yeah, so continuing to improve, and I'm working on a pretty big feature right now, so wish me luck. But I'm definitely really having a lot of fun in my job, and I'm really happy that I landed it. Yeah, so just learning at my job, but also I always take courses on Udemy, so I'll probably continue to do that to grow my programming skills and React skills.
That's great.
Okay. So Katie, that's so cool. I didn't realize that you were working with Joy, but that's awesome. I was really intrigued, but I'm like not much of a like style design kind of person, not really my thing. So I was interested to talk to him about it, but not in terms of like actually doing it, because I don't think I could do it. You, after having worked with you, especially these past couple of weeks, I think that's perfect for you. So that's awesome, and I'm excited. And Wavy, good luck on your interview. And yeah, I mean, we talked about my next step. I'm super excited. I'm really excited to see kind of like a zoomed out view of everything, because I feel like with like feature development I've done, it's all been like really small scale, like, you know, zoomed in. But I think with my role, I'm gonna have an opportunity kind of get a bigger picture and see how it all works, like at a I don't know, higher level. So I'm really excited about that. And yeah, again, just feeling a lot more confident, definitely because of Collab Lab. I thought that I would feel more nervous, but I'm like, the overwhelming emotion is like excitement, and I'm super stoked to get started. And I feel like that's just because of like I like building up my confidence over this. And yeah, so super grateful for that. And yeah, thank you all again.
Oh, Eddie, you're muted, I think.
Sorry. Yeah, if you guys need anything, any advice, any help with anything, just feel free to ping me. I'm always down to talk shop. So yeah, you guys, good luck on your next steps, and then congrats to all of you for completing your app, and then all the jobs and interviews and internships you guys have.
Go ahead, Andrew. You can.
Okay.
Well, I guess my question is anybody doing what Andrew's talking about here?
Yeah, which we found out Wavy is doing the career lab. So yeah, there are big things ahead for Collab Lab. So we did some strategic planning recently, and we decided instead of trying to scale up this project, we're going to keep doing this project and keep improving it, but kind of keep it at the same scale that it's at now, around 5 teams every cohort. But instead, we're going to also start adding more dedicated effort towards helping people get jobs. So this team seems like you're fine. We got 3 out of 4 employed. We got an interview on Tuesday, so I'm not too worried about you all. But there's lots of you still need jobs and things. So we're spinning up Career Lab. So that's going to be going on for the next 2 weeks. We kicked that off this morning. Super excited about that. I'm working with Caitlin, who was in the first Collab Lab cohort, and Stacy, who actually was in the first Collab Lab cohort too, but also is the co-founder of Collab Lab, to write an ebook where we're going to be trying to help hiring managers understand, what it takes to help an early career person be successful. So try to get them comfortable with that idea, and then our longer term play is really to try to get companies just more comfortable with that idea as well, and try to just create more jobs for entry level or early career people, because there are plenty of good people. There's plenty of supply. There's not as much demand, right? So right now it's really tough trying to break into this industry. But I think if companies just took a little bit different approach, that they would understand that a diverse team in terms of skill level is a healthy team. That you open up, room for the seniors to mentor, and the entry level people are happy to do kind of the some of the production level work just to kind of learn and get better. So it actually works out really well for everybody. So anyway, we're going to be talking to companies about that. So stay involved with Collab Lab, please. We're not going to do an advanced project this time, but we'll do one in the summer. So that was really fun. We wrapped that up today, and I was just amazed with what that team was able to do. Come back and be a mentor at some point. Once, maybe not right when you're starting a job is not the best time to be a mentor, but once you kind of get your feet under you, come back and kind of give back to another team in the future. And then I think most of us might be connected already on LinkedIn, but if we're not, make sure we are connected. And I have no shame. I'll email the CEO of the company where you're applying and just like give an unsolicited recommendation. So just let me know. Keep me in the loop of what you're trying to do, and I'm happy to help in any way that I can. So yeah. Anyway, I guess that's that. Sky.
Yeah, I already skipped ahead on this one, but what's next? I'm gonna do another cohort. Really enjoying this. I feel like I'm gaining a lot out of it, and it's just a joy to work with you all. It's just a nice change of pace from I love my job, I love my work, but it's nice to kind of, even though it's more code, some people would be like, oh, I don't want to touch code after I get off work. I'm like, no, I would love doing this and being excited and learning with you all. So I'm just a lot of gratitude today for that. So yeah, that's what I'm doing next.
It's funny. I feel the same way. It's like I do the same stuff at work, right? Like I project manage and I run a team and like do all this stuff, but it's just so fun and rewarding to do it for Collab Lab, like it's rewarding financially to do it at work, and it's like rewarding emotionally to do it here. I just know that kind of helping people out. So yeah, really love it. We got to get a screenshot.
Yeah.
Get a screenshot, Sky?
Yeah, I'll take care of it here. 1 second. All right, ham it up, everybody. Cool, got a few there. Sweet. Well, I don't know, Andrew, how do we end this? I don't want to end.
No, it's the worst. Ending the last call is always the worst. It's like you don't want it to end, but then yeah. But I know that all of you will be around in Slack and asking questions or answering questions. You're all you're gonna be starting jobs and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's not goodbye.
Do we get to keep our channel?
Oh yeah, channel will stay there.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So yeah, I went around. I don't know when it was, a month or two ago, and just went around to all the channels and just kind of said hi. And a bunch of people kind of turned up who hadn't been in Slack for a long time, and it was really fun. So yeah, the channels will stay there forever.
Cool.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. So thanks for that.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
What was this, Jessica? Something about a Twitter DM?
When I applied for this, I totally butchered my email. I don't know how, but it was completely wrong. And I woke up. Well, I think so. Andrew messaged me on Twitter. I didn't see the Twitter one until the other day, but Twitter and LinkedIn being like, "Hey, we want to let you in, but your email, you gave us this." And I was mortified. I was so embarrassed. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe that he still wants to admit me after such an oversight. But yeah, it was funny. I just stumbled across the Twitter one. I was like, wow, he went so far to find me. I'm thankful.
It was the right thing to do.
The same thing happened to me, but mine was in spam. And he was like, check your spam folder.
Oh yeah.
And I was so happy to see it because I waited a couple of days and I was like, oh, I probably didn't get in because I didn't get an email. But so glad that you tracked me down on LinkedIn. It told me to check my spam.
Yeah, we use MailChimp, and it's like notorious for just going straight to spam folders. So happens a lot.
Well, thank you all again. It's been super real, and it's not goodbye.
Skylar, give us a beep here in Portland in the van.
Yeah, we'll do. Will do. Yeah, just
Imagine you probably got to come out to HQ at some point.
yeah, yeah. Zapier HQ kind of is Portland in a way. That's funny. That's not you know, relationships like this kind of make the industry so much better, and also make, you know, getting jobs easier. And how I found out about Collab Lab was through Andrew, who I know through a partner, like an ex of mine, that you know through an ex of hers. So it's just this crazy
Yeah, who I worked
chain.
with in like 2009 or something. Yeah.
Wow.
And so yeah, when I was looking for a job, she was like, "Oh yeah, I have this friend Andrew. You should totally meet him." And blah blah. And then I was in Portland, and Zapier, because they have a lot of people in Portland, they will do like a monthly or whenever, every few weeks, like a happy hour at a brewery or bar or something like that. I got invited to that, and it was just a really cool way to meet a bunch of people in the company in different departments. And it was a unique way to kind of be like, all right, feel them out. They can feel me out a bit. Like, is this, what do we think? And then I came to another one, and yeah, it took a little while with COVID and hiring freezes and all that,
Yeah.
but I'm here.
Yes.
Yeah. So the relationships really make this industry special. So, and I imagine honey, but coding's kind of fun. Yeah, have a wonderful balance of your Sunday evening. And we'll
Great
talk
job,
soon.
everybody.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks. See you later.